Hi, in this video I will show you how you can check and replace a starter relay on your refrigerator. Okay, first, how do you know if the starter relay is actually broken? I will use a power meter to check the current consumption of the compressor. You can also use a clamp meter if you have one. Now wait for the compressor to start. The first thing I notice is that the compressor is completely silent but consumes a lot of current, peaking at over 900 watts, and after a few seconds, the overload relay trips. And if you wait a few more seconds, the compressor will try to start again, and of course, the overload relay will also trip again. This indicating a starting problem with the compressor, which usually means the starter relay is failure. Let's remove the starter relay and check to see if the starter relay is actually broken. The starter relay is often plugged into the side of the compressor. Just remove the cover, unplug the wire. Also, you should take a photo of the wire color before unplugging those wires. Then pull the starter relay straight out. In this refrigerator model, the overload relay and the starter relay are assembled together. This is the overload protector relays. This relay will trip when there is an overcurrent on the compressor to prevent damage to the compressor motor. Under normal conditions, it should have a very low resistance. The measurement shows a low resistance, which means the overload relay is good. So let's proceed and check the starter relay next. The function of the starter relays is to apply power to the compressor start pin momentaries to assist in starting the compressor and then disconnect. The compressor run pin will always connect to the power. There's a two types of starter relay you typically found in a refrigerator. This one is a PTC type, which stands for positive temperature coefficient. When measured cold, this relay will have a low resistance, which allows the current to flow through and heat the device. After the device gets warm enough, the resistance will increase and stop the current from flowing. But in this relay, you can see that the start pin has a very high resistance of multiple megaohms, which indicates failure. I tried cleaning it with a contact cleaner spray to see if it can fix the issue. And no, that's not helping. The relay still has a very high resistance, so it needs replacing. But let's crack open the relays to see what inside the relays that caused this problem. On the inside, there is a disc-shaped material, which is a PTC element. You can see that the disc is shattered into multiple pieces. I have seen somewhere that there is a replacement PTC element for sale, so you can try to replace just the disc, which will be cheaper than replace the entire relay. But I haven't tried that, cause our local parts stores sell the entire relays. The other type of starter relay you may find is the magnetic type, which has a coil on the outside. This type of relay will have a very low resistance reading when turned upside down, and high resistance when turned the other ways. This is a new starter relay I brought from our local parts store. When buying a replacement starter relay, you should always check the specification or the part number to make sure that the starter relay you bought is compatible with your refrigerator. Now let's measure the starter relay to see what does a good starter relay should look like. This 0 ohm, so it must be the run pin. You can see that the start pin has about 20 ohm of resistance, which is quite a low resistance and should allow the compressor to work properly. The place I bought this relay from sew it together with the overload relay, so let's check the resistance of this new overload relays. It's read out about 1.9 ohms. So let's try install this into the refrigerator and see if it's working. In this refrigerator, the overload relay and the starter relay are assembled together and plugged into the side of the compressor. Then reconnect the wiring. Then reassemble the plastic cover and also the metal locking wire. Then reinstall the evaporation tray. Okay, let's see if it's working properly now. Now we just have to wait for the compressor to start. Initially, the compressor will draw a significant amount of starting current, but after a few seconds, the current will slowly decrease to the normal operating current, which is a normal operation. Now let's check the temperature with the thermometer to see if there's any cooling at all. Okay, great. They start to getting cold now. Let's wait for a few more minutes to see if it will get to the target temperature. After about 5 minutes, the overload relay was tripped. The new overload relay that we just bought has tripped. So I compare the measurement of the old and the new overload relays and found that the resistance is significantly different. So I will try to replace the overload relays with the old one to see if there is any difference. Maybe the overload relays has a different spec than the old one. After about an hour of testing, the overload relays no longer trip anymore, so I think we have found a solution. Let's check the temperature of the freezer. Now we get to the negative 10 degrees Celsius, which is good enough. Now let's check the temperature of the lower refrigerator. We get to the 2 degrees Celsius. I would call that a pass. Now that's it for today. If you like this video, please consider hit the like button, share and subscribe to this channel. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Goodbye.